Hola everybody! It's Migueltio, the North Korean Latino, and we're live here. And believe it or not, it's almost time for Mardi Gras, or more fun, Carnaval. Now, remember a few years ago, like 2 years ago, or was it 3 years ago, where I made a Vejigante Mask. Vejigante Masks are used for the Carnaval celebrations, mainly in Puerto Rico. Especially in Ponce, Puerto Rico, where they wear them for all the month of February, no matter when Carnaval begins or ends. It's mainly in February, right up until Ash Wednesday. And guess what? I'm going to make another one this year. But it's going to look different than this one, because that's the fun thing about Vejigante Mask, or any kind of mask. It's not to do this exactly the same thing every time. So basically I'm going to use a lot of the same things. You can get any kind of mask mold. I got this one, if you remember, from the first time around, from a kit. Make a mask. So, in doing the first mask, I just kept the mold. And I'm going to use a lot of the same directions and materials. Those, of course, include paint. Duh, hello. How are you going to get that color? It's not going to be crayons, hello. Anyways, you start with some tin foil to put over your mold and basically mold the shape. And then you scrunch up pieces of foil and tape it on with good old masking tape to help make the features, be it horns or extended mouth or side details, anything you want. Once you have that all in place, you start adding plaster. Now this mask kit came with this cute little roll of plaster gauze. Looks like the kind of gauze tape you put over a wound, you know, in the summertime when you fall down and you're bleeding. Okay, let's not get into that. Anyways, it's all plaster. And you wet it, you cut strips and you wet it and apply it to the foil. And you go over and over it to make strength and everything. I don't have much left from my original kit. And the one thing I did find in the store is larger plaster cloth. It's like much wider than the plaster gauze tape. So I'm going to use the gauze I have left, but I'm going to add the cloth to it. And of course you make it stronger around the eyes and around the rim of the mask, so it's not so flimsy in places that you have to kind of put detail to it. And you can get this plaster sheets and plaster cloth in your local hobby store. I got this at Hobby Lobby, which is all over the place now. They really exploded. Didn't find any at Michael's, so go to Hobby Lobby and get this stuff, or anywhere you know of that has paper mache materials, plaster cloth. Even if you don't have a full kit, you can get face molds like this, singular, you know, without all the other stuff, and get some plaster cloth and some paint and tape, and you're good to go. And then, of course, once you have your mold made, you paint it, and then you let it dry. Excuse me, let it dry before you paint it. Then you paint it after it's totally dried, and you easily, simply, carefully remove the mold from the original. Okay, so that way you've got your mask, and you can paint it either before or after. Well, instead of me sitting here narrating the whole thing in steps, I'm going to do this where you're going to see it evolve. It's just going to be, you know, quick and no holds barred. You're going to see what I make and see what I paint. So enjoy a Vejigante Mask, a new one. And she's done. another beautiful Vejigante mask. And if you want to read about Vejigante, an awesome story is called Vejigante Masquerader by Lulu de la Cre, which is out on Scholastic Books. It's a nice story. It's a kid's story about a boy who wants to be a Vejigante in his village. And of course, I wish all of you an awesome Carnival season coming up, whether you're in Puerto Rico, whether you're in Brazil, and also anybody out there who celebrates Mardi Gras. It's almost here. Feliz Vejigante! Feliz Carnaval! This is Migueltio, North Country Latino. Mwah.